What your dog thinks when you hug them. When you wrap your arms around your dog, what do you think they're feeling? Most people believe the answer is obvious. Love, comfort, affection. After all, hugs are one of the most natural ways humans express care. We hug our children, we hug our friends, we hug the people we love most. So it makes sense that we would hug our dogs too. But here is where things become surprisingly complicated. Because when scientists started studying how dogs interpret physical affection, they discovered something most owners never stop to consider. Dogs do not experience hugs the same way humans do. In fact, what your dog is actually thinking when you hug them may be completely different from what you imagine. And before you panic, this does not mean your dog dislikes you. It does not mean your bond is weaker than you thought. What it means is far more interesting. Because once you understand how dogs experience touch, trust, and connection, you will start seeing those moments between you and your dog in an entirely new way. And there is one discovery in particular that we will get to later in this video, because it explains why some dogs melt into a hug while others quietly tolerate it. And once you understand the difference, everything starts to make sense. Let us talk about what is really happening. 1. Your dog does not naturally think like a human. The first thing to understand is that hugs are a human invention. Humans are primates. Physical embracing has been part of our social behavior for thousands of years. Wrapping our arms around someone communicates affection, reassurance, protection, and belonging. To us, a hug feels natural. But dogs did not evolve in human social systems. Dogs evolved from canines, whose communication relied heavily on body positioning, movement, facial expressions, scent, and personal space. That last part matters more than most people realize. In the canine world, restricting another animal's movement is rarely a casual gesture. When one dog places weight over another dog or blocks their movement, it often carries social meaning. It can signal control, dominance, uncertainty, or restraint. Which means when your arms suddenly wrap around your dog's body, your dog is not automatically interpreting it as affection. At least not at first. Their brain processes something much simpler. My movement is being restricted. That does not mean they are frightened. It simply means they are interpreting the interaction through canine instincts rather than human emotions. And what happens next depends entirely on the relationship they have with you. 2. The first thing your dog notices is not the hug. It is you. Researchers studying canine attachment have repeatedly found that dogs pay extraordinary attention to the people they trust most. Your facial expression, your voice, your breathing, your body language. All of it matters. Which means, before your dog even processes the physical sensation of a hug, they are already evaluating the emotional context surrounding it. Are you relaxed? Are you smiling? Are you speaking softly? Are you calm? Dogs are experts at reading human emotional states. In some studies, dogs successfully distinguished between happy and angry human expressions even when viewing photographs of people they had never met. Think about that for a moment. Your dog is constantly reading information from your face before you ever speak a word. So when you lean down and hug them, they are gathering data immediately, not just from your arms, from your entire emotional state, and that emotional information becomes the lens through which the hug is interpreted. 3. Some dogs tolerate hugs more than they enjoy them. This is the part many owners struggle to hear, because sometimes a dog remains completely still during a hug. And humans often interpret stillness as enjoyment, but canine behaviorists caution against making that assumption. A dog who freezes is not necessarily comfortable. Sometimes they are simply choosing not to resist. Think about how often dogs tolerate things because they trust us. Baths, nail trims, vet visits, medication. Dogs often cooperate with situations they would never choose for themselves. A hug can be similar. Many dogs allow hugs because they have learned that hugs from their owner are harmless, not because they actively seek them. This is why body language matters so much. A relaxed dog shows loose muscles, soft eyes, normal breathing, gentle movement. A stressed dog often shows subtle signs that owners miss: lip licking, yawning, turning the head away, showing the whites of the eyes. A stiff body posture. None of these automatically mean your dog dislikes you, but they do mean your dog may not be enjoying the interaction as much as you think. And once you start noticing these signals, You begin having a completely different conversation with your dog. One built on listening instead of assuming. 4. Trust changes everything. Now here's where the story becomes much more beautiful. Because while dogs do not naturally interpret hugs the way humans do, they are remarkably good learners, especially when it comes to people they love. Over time, your dog begins connecting experiences together. Your voice, your scent, your touch, your presence, the feeling of safety that follows. Eventually, these experiences become linked. The hug itself stops being the important part. The person delivering the hug becomes the important part. This is why two identical hugs can produce completely different reactions. A stranger hugs your dog. Your dog becomes uncomfortable. You hug your dog. Your dog relaxes. The physical action is nearly identical, but the emotional meaning is completely different because dogs do not judge interactions in isolation. They judge them through relationships. And your relationship is the most important factor in how your dog interprets almost everything you do. 5. Some dogs actively seek physical closeness. Watch your dog when affection is entirely their choice. Do they lean against you? Rest their head on your lap? Press their body into your leg? Sleep beside you? Follow you from room to room? These behaviors reveal something important. Many dogs crave proximity. Not necessarily hugs. Proximity. And there is a difference. A dog leaning into your side has complete freedom. A dog lying against your feet can leave whenever they want. A dog resting their head on your lap controls the interaction. Choice matters enormously in canine communication, which is why some dogs prefer sitting beside you over being embraced. They are still expressing affection, still seeking connection, still choosing closeness. They are simply doing it in a language that feels natural to them. And once you understand that language, you realize your dog may be showing love dozens of times every day without ever needing a hug at all. If this is changing how you see your dog right now, go ahead and subscribe, because understanding your dog's behavior starts with seeing the world through their eyes instead of our own. And what researchers discovered next may be the most fascinating part of all. 6. Your dog may actually be bonding with you during physical affection. In 2015, researchers published a study that made headlines around the world. They found that when dogs and their owners shared prolonged eye contact, oxytocin levels increased in both species. Oxytocin is often called the bonding hormone, the same chemical involved in parent-child attachment, human relationships, trust, connection, and emotional closeness. The discovery suggested something remarkable. Dogs and humans have developed a unique biological bond, unlike anything else found in the animal kingdom. Now think about what happens during a calm, affectionate interaction. Your dog hears your voice, smells your scent, feels your touch, sees your face, all at the same time. Each signal reinforces the relationship. Each signal reminds your dog's brain that they are with someone safe, someone familiar, someone important. This is why affection feels different when it comes from a trusted owner. The physical action itself matters less than the emotional history surrounding it. And that history is what transforms a simple hug into something your dog can learn to associate with comfort and security. 7. What your dog is really thinking depends on one thing. Trust. Not the hug, not the position, not the amount of affection. Trust. Because when your dog truly trusts you, something extraordinary happens. Their brain stops evaluating every interaction as a potential threat. Their nervous system relaxes. Their guard lowers. They begin allowing vulnerability. And vulnerability is one of the greatest gifts a dog can offer. A dog who closes their eyes while resting beside you. A dog who sleeps deeply near you. A dog who rolls onto their side around you. A dog who allows you into their personal space without hesitation. These are not small things. They are enormous demonstrations of confidence. Confidence that you will not harm them. Confidence that you understand them. Confidence that being near you makes life better instead of worse. So what is your dog thinking when you hug them? The answer is not always simple. Some dogs love it. Some dogs tolerate it. Some dogs prefer different forms of affection entirely. But the dogs who trust you deeply are not focusing on the mechanics of the hug. They are focusing on the person delivering it. They know your voice, your scent, your routines, your intentions. And when those things have consistently brought safety, comfort, and happiness into their life, the hug becomes something else. Not restraint, not discomfort, not confusion. A familiar moment shared with someone they trust completely. And that may be the most important thing to understand about dogs. They do not measure love the way humans do. They do not count hugs. They do not need grand gestures. They pay attention to consistency, presence, reliability, the thousands of ordinary moments that quietly build trust over time. Your dog may never understand what a human hug means, but they absolutely understand what you mean. And to them, that is what matters most.